Let's dive into the incredible story of Rain in the Face, a towering figure among the Lakota Sioux and a pivotal warrior in the legendary Battle of Little Bighorn. Make sure to like and subscribe to our channel before we begin. Your support helps us bring you more compelling stories like this. The warrior's reputation. Rain in the Face wasn't just a chief, he was a force of nature. Known for his raw courage and formidable strength, his very name struck fear into the hearts of his enemies. Whispers followed him. A personal vendetta against Lieutenant Colonel George Armstrong Custer, the man he believed responsible for the deaths of his brother and sister. Some accounts even suggest it was Rain in the Face who delivered the fatal blow to Custer at Little Bighorn in 1876, though historians still debate the exact circumstances of that fateful moment. After his warrior days, Rain in the Face surrendered to U.S. forces and endured imprisonment, but his spirit was unbroken. Upon his release, he transformed into a powerful advocate for Native American rights, becoming a celebrated figure in Wild West shows where he'd recount his extraordinary battlefield experiences. Imagine yourself by the campfire, listening to the words of a man who lived a life few could fathom. Rain in the Face, his eyes reflecting the wisdom of years, began to speak. "If you want to hear a story, I'll tell you a true one about myself. I was a bad man before I had to use crutches. My heart is good now, but it was bad when I was a fighter and a hunter. The women liked me, but the men were afraid of me. I'd rather fight than eat. The soldiers were scared of me, and the Rees and Crows checked their hair every morning to make sure it was still there when I was around. I was a force to be reckoned with, and my name was whispered in fear." The Taunt and the Valhari, sensing the boastful nature of many warriors, couldn't resist a challenge. "We know you were a tough man, Rain," he began, "but we want to hear about the time Tom Custer beat you. If you were so brave, how did a small man like Tom Custer get the best of you?" Rain in the Face frowned, his powerful frame, 5'9" and 195 lbs, contrasting sharply with the smaller captain, Tom Custer. After a thoughtful pause, Rain began to tell his side of the story. To our astonishment, he didn't stop there. He continued, offering his own vivid account of the Custer massacre. He spoke with passionate gestures, his voice laced with emotion as he recalled every detail of that pivotal day. For years, Army officers and government agents had tried everything: kindness, promises, even threats, to get Rain to speak about the fight, but he remained silent. Now the warrior immortalized by Longfellow was finally ready to share his truth. "I'm writing it down just like McLaughlin translated it," Rain said. A warrior's initiation in a daring raid. 2 years before the big battle, Rain began, Gall and Sitting Bull had their camp at Standing Rock. All the Indians there were against the government. They were Hunkpapa Sioux, and they weren't afraid of anything. The Yankton Sioux were friendly Indians who hung around the agency trying to get food and supplies. We had a great time in the hostile camp, dancing, racing, shooting, and playing games. We had plenty of buffalo and deer to eat and many ponies. I was popular with... The girls would tease me to make me angry. When I got angry, I wanted to fight. One night, a girl dared me to go to Fort Lincoln and kill a white man. I told her it was too dangerous with soldiers always on guard and scouts nearby. But she said a brave man isn't afraid. If you're a coward, don't go. I'll ask someone else who isn't afraid. Someone who's done the Sundance. That was a challenge I couldn't ignore. The other girls laughed, but the young men didn't. They feared me, and I would have killed them for laughing. I went to my lodge, painted my face black, and took my gun, bow, and pony. I snuck out of camp under cover of darkness and went to Fort Lincoln, 45 miles north. I waited for 2 days looking for a chance to shoot a soldier. I had chances to kill a rancher or a woodcutter, but I wanted to bring back a soldier's brass butt to the girl who laughed at me. I did, and she sewed them onto her shawl. One morning, I saw the storekeeper and a horse doctor go to a spring. Long Yellow Hair and his men were riding back about 100 yards away. I rushed up, shot the storekeeper, and hit the horse doctor with my war club. Then I shot them full of arrows and cut off some buttons. Long Yellow Hair heard the shot and charged back. I didn't have time to scalp the men I killed. I jumped on my pony and yelled at them to catch me. They chased me to the Cannonball River. Imprisonment and a Bloody Promise. Next winter, I went to the agency store at Standing Rock. I didn't get any rations because I hadn't signed the peace treaty. The storekeeper, Little Hair, was there. I wasn't afraid of him or the 30 soldiers. Little Hair snuck up behind me and they all piled on me. They threw me in a wagon and held me down till they got me to the guard room at Lincoln. I was treated like a woman, not a chief. They put me in a room, chained me, and gave me only one blanket. The snow blew through the cracks and onto me all winter. It was cold. Once Little Hair let me out, and the soldiers told me to run. I knew they wanted to shoot me in the back. I told Little Hair that I would escape and cut his heart out and eat it. I was chained to a white man, and one night we got away. They fired at us, but we ran and hid on the bank of the Heart River. The white man cut the chains with a knife, but they caught him the next day. I got away, but I knew they would be looking for me. I rejoined Sitting Bull and the others, but they were afraid to come get me. I sent Little Hair a picture of a bloody heart on buffalo skin, so he knew I didn't forget my vow. Next time I saw him, I got his heart. That's all I'll say. The truth of Little Bighorn. Much of what Rain in the Face described resonated with the government's own account of the soldier and Surgeon Hansinger's deaths. But what about Tom Custer's heart? McFadden, holding a sketch of Custer's last charge, asked Rain if it resembled the fight. Rain studied it, then burst out laughing. No, this picture is a lie. Soldiers didn't fight us with swords, but guns and revolvers. They fought on foot, with every fourth man holding horses. We tie ourselves to our ponies and fight in a circle. We strip naked and paint ourselves and our ponies. This picture shows us with bows and arrows, but we were better armed. Their guns only shot once, with shells stuck inside. I know I saw dozens of guns on the battlefield with shells still in them. The soldiers' guns didn't work right. When we saw their guns wouldn't work, we used our war clubs to knock them down. It was easy, like killing sheep. Some begged for mercy, but we showed none. This picture is a lie, like all white men's pictures of Indians. Let me show you how it really looked. Rain turned the paper over and drew a large sideways S-shaped line with a pencil. This is the Little Bighorn River. Our lodges were along the banks, shaped like a bent bow. How many lodges did you have? Harry asked. Many, 10 times. We were like blades of grass. There were around 4,000 to 6,000 Indians, so at least 1,000 lodges. Sitting Bull made powerful medicine on a hill. He brought it back in a bag and gave a big speech. He said the Great Spirit told him the soldiers were coming, but we would defeat them. His speech made us happy. The next day, our runners told us the soldiers were coming. Sitting Bull had the women set up empty lodges to trick the scouts. The brush and bend in the river hid our real lodges. Then Sitting Bull left to make more medicine and didn't return until the fight was over. He was a great chief, but he didn't fight that day. Gall was the head chief. They thought we were just a small group. We were ready for them, and we fought bravely. We knew they made a mistake when they split up. Gall took most of the Indians up the river to cut them off. When we saw the scouts stayed back with long yellow hair, we were glad. We let them come over the bluffs, and some of our young men cut them off from behind. Then we showed our line, and the soldiers charged. They fell back under our fire, and our young men behind them opened fire. We saw some officers talking and pointing, but they all looked alike. I didn't see long yellow hair then or later. We heard them singing their death song. They knew we had them. They dismounted, and every fourth man held the other's ponies. We closed in around them, rushing like a wave at the sand. We shot the pony holders and stampeded the ponies by waving our blankets. Our women caught them, for they were tired. I had sung the war song, smelled the gun smoke. My heart was bad. I was like one without a mind. I rushed in, took their flag, and my pony fell dead. I cut the thong, jumped up, and hit the flag man with my war club. I ran back to our line with the flag. I was proud I had done a brave deed. Our warriors cheered, and we kept fighting. The soldiers' blood and brains splashed on my face, feeling hot and tasting bitter. I was enraged, so I got a new pony and charged back, shooting, cutting, and slashing. This pony was shot too, so I got another. That's when I saw long yellow hair, and I remembered my vow. I was frenzied, fearing nothing, knowing my white weasel tail charm would protect me. I don't know how many I killed trying to reach him. He recognized me and I laughed and yelled at him. I saw his lips move, but the noise was too loud to hear his voice. He was afraid. When I got close enough, I shot him with my revolver. My gun was gone, I don't know where. I jumped off my pony, cut out his heart, bit a piece off, and spit it in his face. Then I rode off, shaking it. I was satisfied and tired of fighting, so I didn't scalp him. I had fulfilled my vow, and that was all that mattered. I didn't return to the battlefield after that. The women came later and killed the wounded, taking their belongings and cutting off their boots for leather. They even cut off fingers to get rings faster. They searched for Long Yellowhair's scalp but couldn't find him, as he wore no uniform and had cut his hair. That night we celebrated with a feast and scalp dance. Sitting Bull spoke saying, "I told you my medicine would work, it made you brave." He took credit for winning the fight, but Gall disputed this, saying, "We did the fighting, you only made medicine." This caused tension between them. We could have defeated the others on the hill, but Gall and Sitting Bull's quarrel stopped us. Both wanted to be leader, and some Indians sided with each. I didn't care. I led my own group and didn't obey either. I was tired of fighting and wanted to dance. We heard more soldiers were coming with big guns, so we moved north. They followed us until we crossed the border. I stayed there until Sitting Bull returned, and I came back with him. I was glad to be home. That's my story. I've never told it to white men before. I'm glad I told you. Unanswered questions and a warrior's legacy. When Rain in the Face finished speaking, we pressed him for more. "If you didn't kill Long Yellowhair," I asked, "who did?" "I don't know," he replied, his gaze distant. "No one knows. It was like fighting in the dark." Mac inquired, "Why wasn't Long Yellowhair scalped like the others?" "No one is too brave to be scalped," Rain stated. The women wondered why they couldn't find him. He must have been hidden under other bodies. Mac then brought up Curly, the Crow Scout who claimed to have escaped. Rain scoffed. "Curly is a liar. He wasn't in the fight. His pony broke down, and he ran away like a coward." Now approximately 60 years old, Rain in the Face stands as the last living chief to offer a first-hand account of the Custer fight. Though he can sign his name in English, he grasps little of its meaning beyond that. His spoken English is limited, yet he understands almost everything said to him. Like many of his people, he values future favors over past ones, and while brave, he possesses a complex moral compass. He keeps his promises, but eliciting one requires immense patience. Even in his advanced years, he remains a physically imposing figure, a living embodiment of the idealized Native American from Fenimore Cooper's tales. We hope this powerful first-hand account offers you a fresh perspective on the Battle of Little Bighorn and the Great War of 1876. Stay tuned for more videos like this as we strive to bring you more personal narratives from historical battles. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.